I've been working in the body shop for a long, long time. Way too long. In fact, I'm getting ready to retire. There's a story I put on here just a few days ago about this lady that showed up at the shop to pick a car up. And it reminded me of the best story ever. This happened probably over 10 years ago. I worked for a different body shop, and whenever somebody would bring the car in, if they were just doing the bumper, we'd come out there and we'd get the code off the car and look up the chips, and check the color. So they didn't have to leave their car for 3 or 4 days. And then once we got the color and everything for the car, we would order the bumper, and then they, send them on their way. And then when the bumper would come in, we'd call them and say, you guys bring your car in, your bumper's here, and we'll throw it on. It won't take more than an hour. So this particular person, he knows who he is. I hope he sees this video. I really do. Because, people are always talking about how we teach our kids and setting examples. This is the example that this man set for his 12-year-old son. He shows up with his car so we can put the bumper on it. So, we're all busy that day, and I think it was on a Friday. I'm not positive, but I think it was a Friday. And so the owner of the body shop decides he'll go ahead and put this rear bumper on this man's car because we were all busy and we had cars we were trying to get done. So we thought, cool. So he goes into the office and tells the guy that he's going to go ahead and put the bumper on, and you can sit right here and it won't take long, maybe 30, 40 minutes. So the guy's like, okay, cool. So he pulls the car not into the shop, but, like an overhanging bay that's not in the shop. It's still out of the shop, but there's a little roof over it. And you can see from the office where he is and what he's doing. And, where the guy's sitting and waiting. So he backs the car up and he takes the bumper off, puts the new bumper on. Takes him less than an hour. And he goes in and he tells the guy, he said, okay, your car's ready. So, you're going to do some paperwork. Well, let me go out and look at the car first. Now, mind you, he can see out the window right the whole time. So he comes out to the car with his 12-year-old son, and he doesn't even walk to the back of the car where he just had a new bumper put on to check the color, to make sure the color was good and it was, it looked good, nothing was wrong with it. No, he didn't even bother to look at the back bumper. He went straight to the hood. Now, mind you, the owner of the company put this bumper on. So this is where it gets good. So he walks up to the hood and he looks at the hood of his car and he says, oh, where are all these scratches coming from? Why are these scratches on my hood? Now, mind you, these scratches had rust in them. That's how stupid some of these people think that we are, or how stupid they are, I should say. So the owner walks up to the front and he says, are you freaking kidding me? He said, I'm the owner of this place. I put the bumper on. Ain't nobody been around that hood. I'm the only one that's been near this car. And his 12-year-old son is sitting there beside him, and he's got his head down. And I'm in the shop watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, what is going on out there? Well, then later I find out the reason the little boy had his head hanging down, because he knew his father was lying. And he thought he was going to be the big shot and say, oh, son, let me show you how you can get something done for free. I'll almost bet you that's what he did. Because the kid, you could tell the kid was embarrassed. And he's like 12. So the owner says, well, that, we didn't touch that. And nobody's been near this car but me. And so the guy throws the fit and he says, well, that's fine. I just won't pay you then. Because I'm not paying you until that hood's taken care of. So the owner says, well, then we'll just call the sheriff's department. Why don't we just do that? Oh, yeah, do that. Call the sheriff. All right, then. He goes in there and calls the sheriff. Sheriff shows up. Now I'm outside watching. I'm right in the middle of it now because this is good. So he tells the sheriff that this guy's refusing to pay for his car. So he's not letting him have it until he pays the bill. So the sheriff says, is this true? And he says, yeah, I'm not paying the bill because something happened to my hood. And he said, well, that has nothing to do with what you brought your car here to have done. So if you think there's something wrong with the hood, that's a different matter. That has nothing to do with the bill that you're owing right now for that bumper that's on your car. So the guy says, that's fine then. He says, I'll just pay it on a credit card and then I'll cancel the payment. So, of course, the owner's having a fit by now, and he just can't believe this guy, that he's got the nerve to do that, especially in front of his 12-year-old kid. So he said, well, I just won't pay the bill then. Or I'll pay it on a credit card and I'll just cancel payment right after I make the payments once I leave here with my car. Sheriff's deputy turns around and looks at him and he says, well, I'm here to tell you that if you do that, you pay with a credit card, drive out of this parking lot and cancel payment, I'm going to come and arrest you because that's fraud and you can't do that. So you either pay the bill or you leave the car here and you go get a lawyer and then you can settle this little matter about the hood through the courts. But he doesn't have to give you that car until you pay the bill that you owe. Oh, this man come unglued. You should have seen him. He goes and he gets in his car, pays his bill, gets in his car, and leaves. And Kevin says, oh, by the way, don't ever come back here again because you're not welcome here. And so away he went. Gone. Paid the bill. Didn't have a choice. But what kind of parent does that in front of a 12-year-old son? I don't understand that. I would have, if my father had done that with me, I'd be like, oh my God. He wouldn't be teaching me nothing. He'd lose all my respect. So keep that in mind if you're going to try to lie, get something for free that you don't deserve or you think you're entitled, but you're very stupid. Don't do that. That's just ignorant. It's just ignorant, especially in front of your child. Be a man. You guys take care and have a great day. Please give me a follow. I need it. And subscribe on YouTube. Same name. Thank you very much. Guys have a great day. And now you know what not to do when you pick your car up at the body shop.